Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you are doing well. So in this video we are going to discuss another problem from array. So let's move on the portal and see which problem we are going to solve today. So let's move problem. So the problem statement is given an array containing equal number of positive and negative elements. Arrange the array such that every positive element is followed by a negative element. So the relative order of positive and negative element should be maintained. So from example, if our elements are -1, 2, -3, 4, -5 and 6, so the output will be 2, -1, 4, -3, 6, -5. So positive numbers in order are 2, 4 and 6, and negative number in order of -1, -3 and -5. So the arrangement we get is 2, -1, 4, -3, 6 and -5. So let's understand what are the approach we are going to implement. So if we have n number of elements in our array, positive numbers of element will be n by 2 and our negative number of element will be n by 2. So we created two array, positive and negative, of size n by 2 and n by 2, and store all positive numbers in a positive array and all negative number in the negative array. And after that we just arrange it in a given order in the resultant array and return this array from our function. So we start traversing from the first element of the array. So we check our first element is positive or negative. So -1 is negative, so we put it in the negative array -1, and after that we check 2 is positive or negative. So 2 is positive, so we put 2 in our positive array, and we check -3 is negative, so we put -3 in the negative array. And now 4 is positive, so we put it in our positive array. And -5 is negative, so we put it in our negative array element. And 6 is positive, so we put 6 in our positive array element. And now we create a resultant array, and the element of this resultant array will be followed by one positive and one negative number. So first we will put a positive number, that is 2, and now we will put a negative number, that is -1. Now again we put a positive number 4. Now again we put in my negative number -3, and now we again put a positive number 6, and now we again put a negative number, that is -5. So our resultant array will be 2, -1, 4, -3, 6 and -5. So this is our resultant after arranging array element. So let's apply this approach in another problem. So here is our answer problem. So the element of the array is -3, 2, -4 and 1. So we simply traverse from each element of the array and check whether it is positive or negative. If it is positive, we just put in the positive array, and if element is negative, we put it in the negative array. So -3 is negative, so we put -3 in the negative array element. And 2 is positive, so put 2 in positive array. And -4 is negative, so we put -4 in the negative array. And 1 is positive, so we put 1 in the positive array. So after 1 there is no element in the array, so we stop traversing and arrange all elements in resultant array. So it resultant array will followed by one positive and negative array alternately. So first we put a positive element in the array, and then we put a negative element in the array, and again we put a positive number in the array, and then we put a negative number in the array. So after arranging the element of the array, the order of positive and negative numbers will not change. So we can see order of positive and negative number is not changed in our resultant array. So our resultant array will be 2, -3, 1 and -4. So let's implement this approach into code. So here is our code. A function that name is arrange. It take an array and its size as an input, and we have to return array list of long that contains all the element in the arranged order. So we created two array list, positive and negative, and a arranged array list that will be our resultant array. So we traverse from the starting to end of the array. So if our element ith element is negative, we put element in the negative array, and if our element is positive, we put in the positive array, and after that we put positive and negative element in our resultant array. So it will be followed by positive and negative element. So we just put positive element in the array and then we put negative element in array. So we put all the positive and negative element alternately in our resultant array, and we will return this from this function. So let's submit this problem. So we can see that our this approach is passed all the test cases and submitted successfully. So now let's discuss about the time complexity and space complexity of this approach. So time complexity of this these lines is big O of 1, and for this loop it costs big O of n, and this for this loop it costs big O of n. So the time complexity of this whole approach is big O of n plus n, that is big O of 2n. So the time complexity of whole program is big O of n, and that space complexity we create here positive array that contains n by 2 positive number and negative that contains n by 2 negative number. So our extra space will be n by 2 plus n by 2. So our used extra space in this approach is big O of n by 2 plus n by 2, that is by n. So our extra space is big O of n. So this is our approach to solve this problem. So if you like our content, please like this video, commenting and share. And if you are new to our channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.